Herzlich willkommen heute Abend im Call. Warm welcome to my friend, dear Ørjan Saele. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Sven. I'm very proud and happy to be here together with everyone, and big congratulations on an amazing team effort. 25,000 customers. That's a wow.
Yeah, thank you so much. It just happened today.
Is it a simultaneous translation or word by word?
Yes, it's simultaneous translation, hopefully.
Going. Yeah, okay, fantastic.
You can just go.
Fantastic. So great. So you sent me a list of things that you wanted me to cover. Would you like to ask them as questions, and then we play tic-tac and we see where it takes us?
Yeah, let's do that so people understand the things, because I was really giving it some thoughts and listening to you so many times, and especially at our recent convention in Oslo. I'm mesmerized, I must say, about your vision for the future and where this company is gonna go. And I fully buy into your vision, and I believe we are gonna do all that and more. But to give people that sizzle that we feel within ourselves, the first question I wrote down for you was, how would you describe the current status the company is in, that momentum status, and what is your outlook for 2024, just next year?
So I must say that I'm very hopeful. I'm very excited. I believe a lot in what we could pull off. But there is always a little bit of a nervousness inside of me. And I'm the kind of guy that is happy with 33% growth every year, okay? So we don't need to have like 50 or 70% growth. 33 every year, I'm happy, because if we do that 10 years in a row, we go from about 200 million today to 3.4 billion in 10 years, which is pretty good. Most people don't do that anyways. But even with that said, I think next year is going to be a true momentum year. And I think it's going to beat all of our old records, which means that it needs to be 77% or more. So a little bit more than double of what I'm happy with. And the reason for it is, I'd put 3 things on the short list for the reasons. Number one is that the awareness of this and the concept of this being 10x better is growing. So everywhere I go, everywhere around the world, it's easier to talk about this today than it was yesterday. And it's 100 times easier than what it was 10 years ago. So that's number one, the awareness. Number two, Zinzino as a vehicle. When people look at Zinzino, they see a fairly solid company that has gotten its act together. We've got the design together. We've gotten a system and educational material and websites. We've gotten a presence of 46 countries. We've got an infrastructure. We're listed in the stock market with very nice reporting, so solid finances, and all of those things are together, and that attracts a different kind of player. So when a company is brand new, a certain kind of people is looking at it. But when you get to the size that we have now, is a different level of people saying, I want to pick this as my home for the rest of my life. This is where I want to build my legacy. And that typically happens when a company is between 100 million euros and 400 or 500 million euros. And we're just in that sweet spot. And number three, we're doing the biggest upgrade that we've done in the past 11 years with an updated compensation plan on December 8th. And be ready, because it is many great improvements, and it's going to feel like we're putting the turbos on. So that's my top 3 reasons.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There was a lot of nuggets already in this. I mean, it funneled a little bit already in question number 2, because the question I have here for you is, maybe you want to add a little bit to it, is what is setting Zinzino apart from competition? Because when we do our jobs out there and people talk to all other direct sales people, they run into people who also believe in their company. But what is for you the number one thing where you say, hey, you know, this is really setting us apart from everything else out there?
Well, we really don't have any competition. It's number one. So because if you look at the test base, and this is, by the way, what I'm the most proud of so far in Zinzino, is to be the world's first company to delivering 1 million of these tests in a commercial status through one lab, through one system, collecting all the data and publishing the database, which will soon be out in the press. So that is just a huge achievement. And we became the pioneers and are the pioneers of test-based nutrition, which is hugely important. We're leading the rest. And when I say there isn't any competition, it is because 100% of the global population needs to take one of these, or maybe because we don't know who's the 3% that will score well on their test. And then 97% of the world's population needs to take this one. And there is literally not even 0.1% that is doing it yet. So there is no competition for the market that we're going after. We are innovating and we're creating the market that in the future everyone will compete about. So we're creating the market. We're not competing for the market.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Any glimpse on any kind of innovation or news? You mentioned compensation plan, maybe in terms of product. Anything you want to unveil at this point, just to give people a little bit of an idea what we can expect maybe in the next year or years? What's
the compensation plan? Yeah, it's a compensation plan. We keep all the good. We make it 10 times simpler, and we add some really juicy stuff to accelerate the growth. So that's going to be very exciting. When it comes to innovation, that's a core value of Zinzino. So currently, we're working on many projects, both products, so like in the form of new products, upgrades to existing products. One of them that I believe will be next year is upgrade of the premium product, make it even more premium. We've already gotten the formulation. It's just about testing it, putting it into production. We've got projects that have gone on for 7 years that we still have not succeeded on. So one day we will succeed, and those kind of products that comes out of so much time of testing errors and failures and testing again, those becomes the one that changes the world. Okay, so I'm excited about those, but I can't promise a release date because it's new innovation, and new innovation is not there before it's done, if you get what I mean. And then in the testing area, we've got 3 major projects on 3 testing technologies that does not exist anywhere in the world, where one of them will be in every gut health clinic in the world when we're done with them. Another one will be in every doctor's office when we're done with that one. That's even bigger than the first one. And the third one will be the test that everyone wants to take. Was that fun? So
absolutely.
Go through gut health clinic. No one wants to go and check their intestinal system, okay? No one wants to go to the doctor. But we've also got one that everyone, if I presented it to you, you'd say, sign me up. I want to take that one. So we've got one really cool one. Unfortunately, that's the last one in the development project, but they've all got great science behind them. We will release one of them next year, probably one in 25, and probably one in 26. So if we don't have momentum before 26, we will at least have it in 26. And each one of them sets us apart as a company doing things that no one else thought about doing. Because it's true innovation, it doesn't exist, we bring it to the table. And that's what makes you able to grow a global dominating company. If you just copy, you can get a nice growth, but then it eventually will fall back down. And then you copy somebody new and you get a little bit of growth again, and you ride your roller coaster. We're not looking for a roller coaster. We're looking for it going into orbit, then going out in space, and then continuing growing far beyond the number one spot in our profession.
Wonderful. And history has proven over the past 18 years, looking at the chart, that you have already mastered this before, and we are fully believe that this is going to continue this way, and that's what we're all looking for long term. But the opposite, urgency. Why is, especially for the new ones here, why is November, the timing now at the end of the year to join and put the pedal to the metal, so important from your perspective?
Before I say that, I just want to mention one thing. If you haven't tried the Zinzino product, I just want to let you know that this is probably one of the most brilliant biohacks in the world. In 10 days, we literally, if you're 50 plus, then in 10 days, we carve up all excess aging. So try this out if you haven't tried it. We had a guy coming from Asia, from Taiwan, to our convention in Oslo. And we were trying to hire him to build China for us when we're launching that next year. So official launch of China with a special approved compensation plan inside of China will be exciting from probably April. And we need some good people on our team. He came over, and I remember meeting him at the first Crown dinner, and he wasn't even interested in really talking to me. He was probably a little bit tired, and didn't really know who I was because I hadn't met him before. And who's that guy with a fancy jacket that is coming talking to me? I got that feeling. And then the next day I said, I need to spend some time with you. But we never got together. And literally he ignored me the entire weekend. And then he went back home, and I asked Doug, how did it go with him, or CEO? And he said, well, he's afraid of that we're not the right match and so on for the company. But we'll do a follow-up meeting with him when things settle down, we get some rest and so on. Then I met him like a week ago or something like that. And he was 10 years younger. Like literally, I felt that the guy was not the same guy. He was literally not his same age as me, so he's 48, but he didn't act 62 anymore, if you get what I mean, because I felt that I was not the same age as him when I met him at the event. He didn't have the energy level, he didn't have the enthusiasm, and here I'm meeting a much younger guy, and he is just like completely into what we're doing. And I don't understand it, because I thought that I came to the call to sell him on what Zinzino was. And he said, I don't know what you guys did to me in the last 3 weeks, but I've been struggling with my blood values for 5 years. I've not been running for 10 years, and I'm out running every morning, and my doctor just cleared me on every single blood value. And I said, what are you taking? like our oil isn't supposed to do all of that in 3 weeks. We give it 3 years, maybe. And he said, well, I'm taking the oil, then I'm taking the yellow pill, and then I'm taking the pinkish pill. So it wasn't the Viva, because that would be the purple pill. And that's what I'm taking. These things changed everything for me. Wow. And then I said, how many of these are you taking? Well, I take 4 a day because somebody said I should take 4 a day. So I'm all out. I'm a little bit scared. So that's a cool product. So if you haven't tried it, try it. If you haven't tried the premium, try that. It's just a little bit of product bragging. So November will go crazy. Because in November, when everything is building up now, we've got amazing recruitment campaigns right now. Drive those. We've got a super cool campaign for customers to test the test that you don't want to fail. So the pre-diabetes test, really what it is, because it's a long-term blood sugar test. You never want to fail this test. You know, this, no, where is my balance test? No, here is my balance. This test, you can fail and we can fix you. This test, when you fail this test, it's much harder to fix you. It's not just a simple oil, it's a whole lifestyle change. So you don't want to fail this test, okay? This is the one that you can't fail, because then you're already messed up so many things. We'll do our best to help you, but you can't fail this one. So that's why you got to take it every year. And know we have an offering to get it for free with your second delivery of the out order. So that's a campaign going on till tomorrow night. And then it builds up to Black Friday, Black Week. Advertising is already everywhere. Everywhere advertising, Black Week, Black Friday, Black Month, offering, come in. They're like trying making everyone ready to come into the stores. Most of those offers, especially on the internet, is kind of scammy. They're not really true. You're not saving as much, and they know that, but you're in a buying mode. You're in like, you've been saving up for this moment to buy, you know, and you're just ready to buy, you know? And that's when we will hit the market with a perfect offering, and the euphoria will go through the roof. So prep with your leaders on being ready for the next couple of weeks, so to say, and it's going to go crazy.
Awesome. Yeah, we look forward to Black Friday. We know what it did last year. It was our first year in November, our first November in Zinzino, and it was just skyrocketing. And I know you always got some extra joker in the backpack. So that's going to be very exciting. So let's gear up for that. And for those of you who are new, it's the perfect time to join, because not only will you have an opportunity to acquire a lot of amazing products with a very special offer, you will also, because through the excitement and also through the upcoming Christmas Day, have an opportunity to really place them with your people the easiest time in the year. So that's a perfect timing for you guys. What's your tip top for the partners in general? I mean, commitment wise, you know, people sit on the fence, so they think about, yeah, can I really do it? How easy is it?
Well, there is 100 ways to answer that question. So like, let me give some of the top things. Like, number one is the people that have done it before recommends things to you because they don't want you to struggle. So listen very careful to that. So whenever you hear somebody that have done the business before, somebody in your upline recommending something to you where you feel it's strange and you want to do the opposite, that's the time to listen, because their recommendation is there, so you shouldn't struggle. They want you to have a quick success. They want you to have a quick win, because if you win, they win. If you struggle, they don't win. So remember that every recommendation here, everything you read about here, that is in the best interest of your success. So don't protest the wisdom of the people that walked before you. This could be said to in many more ways, but yes, that's number one. Number two is that it's easier to do something fast than to do something slow. So slow is valuable because slow gives you a stamina, slow gives you experience, slow gets you there. But it is easier to do it fast every time. So a lifestyle change is easier to do it fast than to do it slow. Like losing weight, it's easier to do it fast than to do it slow. And And then you could go from fast to maintaining. That's okay. So when you launch your business, if you launch it fast, if you launch it massively, you're going to get a lot more yeses. Meaning that if you launch it to a lot of people at the same time within the system, a higher percentage is going to join you than if you launch it slow. So it's not only that you get a faster result because you do more, but you also get a better statistics, a better average. So fast, do it fast versus slow. It's just the easiest way. And then number 3 is obviously that when it doesn't go the way you expect it to, then you got to learn. So it doesn't mean that the business doesn't work. It doesn't mean that your friends doesn't want to join. It doesn't mean that the product isn't going to change people's lives. It just means that you've got one area where you can grow, where you can learn. If you then sit down, connect to all of the uplines that you can get help from, and find a way to solve that problem as quickly as possible, finding that new way of saying something or finding that new way of answering a question. If you do that quickly, you grow, and then it's like your business gets released to play at the next level. And then you can again get quick or fast results. I could keep going with a lot of other nuggets, but I had a time limit on 30 minutes and we're catching up on it.
Okay, but thank you very much. This was already a glimpse on personal development training. This is what you get as an add-on, not only health, not only wealth, but a lot of personal growth. You will become a different person. You're not going to be the same again. You will become somebody who people look up for leadership and advice, and it's an amazing journey. So yes, thank you very much for the encouragement, Ørjan, and also in the name of our entire team, allow me to thank you for all you're doing every day. I know we know how hard you're working and what the company has brought to the table just about these past months over Oslo, and what's going to come until year's end is just amazing. And it's all so well thought through and so doable and so professional. So thank you to you and everyone in the company for all of that. We are not taking this for granted. We have a huge degree of respect about that, and it gives us a lot of time freedom to just do our job and not having to fix things all the time. And this is also not common in this industry, and this is what, for me, sets Zinzino apart. So thank you for that. Please also greet your lovely wife and say hello to Doug and the team when you talk to them. We appreciate all of you, and thanks for making time tonight to join our Super Tuesday presentation. Greetings.
Well, thank you, Sven, and thank you, Audrey and Birgit, and all the rest of the leaders that I see here on the screen. Just one last thing that I would say, like, to everyone, both the new and the ones that are in it for a longer period of time. When we now go into this special season of the end of November, and we always create Novembers to remember, okay? So it's going to be, like, people will be talking about November for next 2 or 3 months. It's just how it is. Maybe an entire year, because it becomes so crazy. One of the things is revisit the original goal that you set for November. If you didn't set one now. And then revisit that, look at what you need to achieve it, and then edit your plan so that you're ready for achieving it. Because even though it looks like you're behind, when you get through the last weekend of the month, you're not going to be that much behind. You're going to be just a tiny little bit behind, and then you will be able to close it out. If you don't plan to increase the effort a lot in that Black Week period, you might be a little bit too much behind to be able to motivate you at the end. So I call this the kind of like the valley of that. This is the hardest week. because this is when we work and we don't get as much results as we want. This is when we work and we don't know what's coming. We just hear that it's going to be so good. And this is when we work, and people are a little bit reluctant to buy this week because everyone in the world, even the caveman, is setting ready with their iPhone to order when Black Week is starting, okay? So I know that. So it's partner recruitment time. I know that. So it is a little bit of a tough week, but the hours that you put in this week to get partners involved, to get more people committed, to have more people going for their goals in November will pay off.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. I continue in German, Ørjan. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Ja, vielen Dank. Ich meine, ihr habt es gehört. Er hat sich Zeit genommen heute Abend. Wir wissen, wie hart er arbeitet, wie viele Projekte da laufen. Die Black Week wird der absolute Wahnsinn. Der Zeitpunkt ist einfach perfekt. Ich spreche sofort mit der Person, die euch zu diesem Call eingeladen habt. Ich darf mich bedanken bei euch, dass ihr unsere technischen Schwierigkeiten ausgesessen habt. Ich glaube, wir konnten es dann noch ganz gut lösen. Und dass ihr heute so zahlreich zugeschaltet habt. Ich wünsche euch einen Hammer Monat November. Nutzt diese Black Week aus. Wird der absolute Wahnsinn. Und sagt euch immer, ihr könnt dieses Jahr, wenn vielleicht sogar zum ersten Mal was wirklich Vernünftiges und Wichtiges an Menschen zu Weihnachten verschenken und andere dazu motivieren, das Gleiche zu tun. In dem Sinne, vielen Dank, liebe Birgit und auch liebe Christina für die Übersetzung. Wir konnten da nicht zuhören. Ich hoffe, es hat gut funktioniert. Danke an euch alle. Let's rock und bis zum nächsten Event. Morgen Abend Beauty Wednesday, übermorgen Product Thursday. Wir sehen uns spätestens zum Basic Saturday. Es geht Vollgas weiter bis zum 21. Dezember. Alles Liebe, Grüße aus der Schweiz. Schönen Abend.